And of course, we talk about the dangers of tornadoes and lightning all the time. But while you're heading out to have some fun in the sun, say this week, keep in mind that the leading cause of weather-related deaths in the United States is actually the heat. West Texas is no stranger to the triple digits, but how hot is too hot? We use a lot of terms to describe how it feels outside, but during the hot summer months, the most important term to remember is heat index. This phrase refers to what it feels like outside. It is the combination of relative humidity and air temperature, and when it starts to climb, so does your risk of developing life-threatening heat-related illnesses. This is why it is so important to pay attention to heat warnings that are issued throughout the summer months.
So a heat advisory is when temperatures and dew points rise to a certain degree and are higher than normal and could cause maybe some heat stroke, fatigue, things like that.
To be more specific, it only takes the heat index reaching 105 degrees for a heat advisory to be issued here on the South Plains. But how does that look in your daily forecast? Here's an example. If the temperature is right at average, 93 degrees, and humidity is at a median level of 55%, that puts us right below the threshold for a heat advisory with a heat index of 104 degrees. However, on a day like yesterday, where we were forecasted at 101 degrees, if the humidity were to stay the same, it would feel like 127 degrees, which increases our threat level and leads to an excessive heat warning being issued.
Now the excessive heat warning, like it says, it's excessive. We bumped that number up a little bit. On the Caprock, so again, Briscoe, Floyd, Crosby, and Garza West, we are looking for 110 degrees dew points, or just temperature and dew points combined. And then everything east of that, 115 degrees plus is the number we're looking for when we issue that excessive heat warning.
While a heat advisory and an excessive heat warning don't seem quite as time sensitive as a tornado warning, they are something that can take you by surprise if you aren't prepared.
So the reason we issue these is to remind people that today's hotter than normal. We already know it's summer. It's going to be hot. You need to stay hydrated. You need to stay in those cool colored clothing. But today is an abnormally hot day.
That means if you're heading outside during any part of these extremely hot days, you need to make sure to wear sunscreen, stay hydrated, and take breaks indoors during peak heating hours. And bring your pets indoors as well. Also pay attention to less obvious objects that could be a threat.
Seatbelts get really hot during those days inside those cars that have boiling temperatures. Make sure you watch out for your skin. We're also talking about playground equipment that can get very hot, blistering for children.
Knowing what the warning thresholds are and getting familiar with the heat index chart in your area will also help you determine what days are the biggest risk, ensuring that you stay safe. Heidi Wagoner, KLBK.